Namo Buddhaya. Dear children, now learning Dhamma is something that we should do with a high hope of realizing and understanding the Dhamma that we learn. Without understanding the Dhamma, without realizing and without following the teachings we learn, we will never experience happiness and we will never be able to overcome sadness and sorrow. Human beings were able to go for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Devas were also able to, even Devas were able to go for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Brahmas also went for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Buddha taught this Dhamma to the three worlds. And the ones who heard the Buddha's teachings, who practiced the Buddha's teachings wholeheartedly, they were escaped from suffering forever. Without having any fear in their lives, without having any sorrow, without having any frustration, without regretting, without living with jealousy, hatred, and delusion, they lived happily. They did not suffer at their last stage of their life. Death is the most difficult and ardent fear we could face one day. So, as human beings, or as any living being, day by day, our life is getting used up. Day by day, we are getting old. Day by day, we are losing the time that we could have to cultivate and develop wholesome thoughts. Day by day, we are losing our lifespan. Day by day, we are losing the time that we could practice wholesome deeds. So, by knowing these things, we should spend this human life. We should first of all understand that this human life is extremely rare. And we should always have a clear mind and have clear mindfulness to know whether we are spending our time and our day in a meaningful way. So, Mirror of Dhamma program has helped you a lot. So far, many children, a lot of children from many countries have joined with this program and cultivated enormous merit to their lives. Throughout the program, if you join the program throughout the 1.5 hours, throughout the sessions, you will see how much children have developed. Now, the merit sharing program will be done by 2 kids from Toronto, by Dinu Puta and Devanga daughter. So that was handed over to the children to conduct. And then the presentations are done by children. So day by day, the children who are watching the Mirror of Dhamma program are developing day by day. So this development is the development of the Buddha Sasana, developing in higher qualities, developing in virtue, concentration and wisdom. So today we are teaching you a beautiful sermon from the Supreme Buddha. So before that, let's go for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, observe 5 precepts, and then learn this wonderful sermon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang saranang gacchami dhammang saranang gacchami sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To observe the 5 precepts, say after me. During the weekend, if you all are observing any higher precepts, if you all are observing 8 precepts or 10 precepts, those children, they can remain silent, they can remain quiet. Don't take the 5 precepts, observe and recollect the precepts that you have already observed. So weekends, try to observe higher precepts as a habit, as a practice in life, especially children in Toronto, kids from Toronto and kids from Melbourne, Sydney, and Adelaide, and also some kids from Las Vegas. They observed 8 precepts in the weekend. During the weekend, they woke up at 5 a.m. They did the morning vandana, morning Buddha puja, morning meditation, then afternoon Buddha puja, then afternoon meditation, then Dhamma learning, Sutta reading, then evening vandana, then again meditation, and they go to sleep around 9 p.m. So even the children from other countries, from other places in all parts of the world, they can spend the weekend in a meaningful way. So if you all like to join and learn about these things, you can join with the programs that is conducted by the monks of Colombo Dhamma Friends. If you visit the webpage of Colombo Dhamma Friends, if you find for Colombo Dhamma Friends in the Google, you can find all those details. So once again, now let's observe 5 precepts and tame our body and speech and also our mind. Now say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, and to realize the Four Noble Truths. In this Gautama Buddha's dispensation, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, meritorious children. First of all, let's pay homage to the Buddha 3 times, and then pay homage to our teacher Lokusami Wahanse, and then we'll go for a sermon. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. And may our homage be to our teacher, Lokaswamin Wahanse, our teacher, most venerable, our Sarai, Kiribadgoda Jnanananda Maha Thera, our Pingwat Lokaswamin Wahanse. Meritorious children, today you will be learning a beautiful sermon. Gautamaka Chetya Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya. The Gautamaka Shrine. One day when the Buddha was living near Vesali, near the Gautamaka Chetya, there the Buddha addressed the monks and taught this wonderful sermon. The reason behind this sermon, the reason for our Blessed One to teach this sermon is quite interesting. Well, some Brahmins became monks. And then one day when Buddha was preaching Dhamma, Buddha taught them a beautiful sermon. But then they told that what is this Blessed One is teaching all these simple similes. Blessed One is teaching about horses, elephants. And then now Buddha sometimes preaches from similes. Like for an example, if you take a horse, a thoroughbred horse, a well-trained horse, when he eats, he won't mess the place. He will eat nicely. And then a well-trained horse will not wait until the trainer tells him everything. He will perform his duties. So he won't be lazy. So just like that, Buddha advised the monks to be like thoroughbred horses. And then if you take an elephant, Buddha used similes from the elephant, just like an elephant who is in the battlefield, who uses the trunk, uses the legs and the tail, the whole body. So it's like a person is telling lies and does evil deeds. So Buddha used the similes to give a message for us. And then once Buddha used mangoes, ripened mangoes and unripened mangoes. And mangoes look like unripened, but actually they are ripened. So just to explain how people pretend like good, but then they are not good. Some people seems like not good, but then actually they are good. So Buddha used similes. So when Buddha used these similes to explain things to people, these Brahmins, they were not happy. They were unhappy, and they said that Blessed One is teaching these simple things to us. Blessed One is teaching all these simple things. Then what happened? Then Blessed One teach another sutta from Majjhima Nikaya, the first sermon, Mulapariyaya Sutta. Then after hearing that sermon, these Brahmins said, Blessed One, we don't understand that. Please teach us something simple. So first they said, Buddha is teaching simple things. And then Blessed One teach deep Dhamma. Then they said, Blessed One, now again, out of compassion, could you please us something that is easy to understand? So then Buddha taught this sermon for those monks who changed and who tamed their minds and who corrected their lives after hearing the Mulapariyaya Sutta. So this sermon, Buddha preaches, Dear bhikkhus, I teach based on direct knowledge. I teach based on direct knowledge. That means Buddha has directed his mind to higher qualities and obtain higher knowledges. He has obtained higher knowledges like Buddha can see past lives, Buddha can see the future births of other beings, and Buddha has fully eradicated all the bad thoughts in the mind. And Buddha developed 10 powers. You call it Dasa Bala Jnana. Then Buddha has developed Visharada Jnana. So the fourfold knowledges. And based on these knowledges, Buddha preaches Dhamma. Buddha knows what can happen and what could not happen. What is possible and what is impossible. Buddha knows about karma. So Buddha knows how beings are born. Now, for an example, a god sucker. Only a male person could become a god sucker. Only a male person would become a Buddha. So Buddha taught things that could happen and that could not happen as well. Buddha taught the things that we should follow and that will lead to happiness and that will lead to harm as well. And that will lead to suffering as well. Buddha understood all these things and then only he preached Dhamma, not by learning from someone. So Buddha realized about karma. Based on those knowledges, Buddha preached Dhamma. Then Buddha preaches, I teach with reasons, not without them. For a reason we conducted this Mirror of Dhamma program. Because we learn these things from the Supreme Buddha. Because Buddha said that Buddha taught Dhamma with reasons, not without them. What are the reasons, children? We are going in an endless journey of samsara. We are only concerned about the problems that we are going to face in this life. And we work hard and we dedicate our lives to achieve those goals and the hopes that we have developed and the hopes that we have in our mind that is limited to this life. So our hopes should be pertaining and concerned with regards to the samsara. Now we should have a hope not to be born in a bad world in next life. We should have a hope to again meet Kalyana Mitras, good noble friends in a future birth. Now we should have a hope not to associate bad people in future births. We should have a hope to be born in a good place again. We should have a hope to be born among devas. We should have a hope to escape from samsara. We should have a hope to eradicate lust, anger, and delusion. We should have a hope to escape from the 4 planes of miseries. We should have the hope to overcome this nature of being arrogant, being disobedient. We should have a hope to overcome jealousy. We should have a hope to overcome greed, hatred, seeing faults in others. So, Buddha taught this Dhamma with reasons. Buddha understood the real cause and effect theory, why beings are born. Now, for an example, the reason for death is birth. Then Buddha understood that once we are born, we die again. Then we have to go through diseases, old age, separating from loved ones, mixing with people we don't like, fighting, quarreling, arguing, crying, complaining, bullying, being cornered, feel lonely, frustrated, stressed, don't know what to do, sleepy, lazy, being scolded, being neglected. What else? So, do you like a life like this again and again, with full of responsibilities, which cannot be neglected? Some becomes fishermen, some becomes hunters, some become murderers, some become thieves, some become beggars. So most of the people does not know the Buddha's teachings. Very few people know and follow the Buddha's teachings. It's very difficult for a person to practice patience. It's very difficult for a person to protect the five precepts. So are we expecting a same life in the future birth? No. That's why Buddha taught this Dhamma with reasons. A Buddha was appeared in this world for a reason. Now, if you think about the Buddha's life, before becoming a Buddha, he was a prince. He had all the happiness that a human being would need to survive in this human world. He was a prince. What he saw was an old person, sick person, a dead body. Then he realized that even I could become old, sick, and die one day. So money can't give us long life. Beauty can't give us long life. Education can't give us long life. Fame can't give us long life. Then money can't help us to be free from diseases. Wealth will never help us to overcome lust, anger, and delusion. Wealth will not help us to be free from being deceived by others. Now, some people get cheated again and again. We get cheated, we get deceived, we get fooled by others. Why should we live a life like this? Why should we obtain a unwise life like this? So, Buddha taught Dhamma with reasons to overcome all these miserable things in life and have wonderful things like being free from suffering forever, and then understanding the true nature of the life and escaping from samsara by attaining nibbana, by purifying the mind, not by purifying the body. Then Buddha teaches Dhamma with miraculous results, not without it. What are miraculous results? Now see, sometimes there were incidents, like there was one occasion, there was a minister, his name was Santati. This minister in the morning, he was drunken and he was going on an elephant. He was given a royal happiness for 7 days and also a beautiful girl to make him happy. So she danced and made him happy. So on the last day, when he was going to enjoy, when he was going on the elephant's back, he saw the Supreme Buddha, but he was drunk. So being on the elephant's back, he just bowed the Blessed One. Then the Supreme Buddha said, "Look, dear Ananda, look at that minister who is drunk. That person will become an arahant this evening." Isn't it a miraculous thing? A drunken person who enjoys sensual pleasures. This drunken person has not observed 5 precepts, never meditated, have not gone for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, not a born Buddhist, never worshipped a stupa. Drunken, he was a warrior, just finished a battle, killed so many people. If you visit serenkalama.org website, you can find this beautiful Dhammapada story. We have translated that. You can find for Santati Minister Santati, and then read the whole story. It's a beautiful story to learn. So then the Blessed One did this prediction. Some unwise people who were not disciples of the Supreme Buddha, they said, okay, today Blessed One, he did not know his limits of predicting things. He thought that he is a good fortune teller, but this time he did not understand the danger of predicting things. The people who did not know the Buddha's teachings, they started suspecting and spreading rumors that Blessed One, he did a mistake this time. He couldn't control his mouth. He just said whatever came to his mouth. That's what some people thought. The wise people, the meritorious people, they thought if Buddha has said something, for sure that will happen. No doubts in that. Then in the evening, what happened? This minister, he was enjoying in his place given, and the girl thought on the last day, on the seventh day, this girl wanted to make this minister more happy, want to give more happiness to him, want to give more joy and comfort to him. Then on the last day, the girl danced more than she did on the last 6 days. She danced very fast and with various styles and various movements. What happened? Due to high blood pressure, she died. What happened to the minister? Minister was also almost dead. Minister could not bear. Minister also got an heart attack. Then all of a sudden this minister remembered one person. Who was that? The Supreme Buddha. This minister straight away went to the Blessed One, went crying to the Buddha. Buddha taught a wonderful Dhammapada stanza, became an arahant on air, ascended to the air, and then passed away in air. Being in air, when that Minister Santati, as a lay person, wearing lay people's clothes, that Minister Santati became an arahant. And on air, on space, he was burnt, and then the body turned into golden relics, into gems. And then those relics were worshipped later. What's the merit? This minister has spread Dhamma in a past life as a layperson. He has gone from city to city, from village to village, from city to city, from province to province, and taught what is good, what is bad, what is good, what is bad. Buddha teaches Dhamma with miraculous results. Angulimala was tamed, Patachara, Kisa, Gotami. So, this Dhamma that you learn through the Mirror of Dhamma program, the Buddha's teachings, are extremely valuable for your life. Learn this Dhamma again and again. Learn this Dhamma again and again. This is not just a course like you just learn once and then forget it. No, you should learn this Dhamma again. Then meanwhile, try to listen to Lokaswamin Wanse's Dhamma Sermon in Sinhala. And then the words you don't understand, write to us. The email address will appear in the screen. And if you go to Mirror of Dhamma program, you can find those details. And write to us the words that you don't understand. Ask your parents. Ask your Sinhala teachers. Then you will become very independent. So then Buddha said, since this is so, you should follow my advice and instruction. The Buddha said, why? Buddha teaches Dhamma with direct knowledge, based on direct knowledge. And then Buddha teaches Dhamma with reasons and with miraculous results. That's why Buddha says, you should follow my advice and instruction. Buddha said, dear bhikkhus, this is enough for you to feel joyful, delighted and happy. Then why? What is enough? The Blessed One is a Samma Sambuddha. The Buddha's teachings are Swakkata. And then the Sangha is Supatipanna. The Buddha has realized the Four Noble Truths without the guidance of a teacher. We are disciples of such a great and amazing teacher. There's no other teacher in this world who has equal qualities like equal to Supreme Buddha. We were so fortunate to become disciples of a great Buddha. Even demons, even Devas, Brahmas, Nagas, all worship the Blessed One. Even the disciples of the Supreme Buddha are protected. If someone has gone for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, those people are also protected by Devas. Hence, that's because they have gone for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then the Dhamma that we have gone for refuge is well taught, well explained, good in the beginning, good in the middle, good in the end. And then the Sangha, the wonderful monks, the community of monks, the Buddha's ordained disciples, they are living a life to eradicate lust, anger, and delusion. You are associating such a group of monks. So that is what the Buddha said, satisfied. The monks were very satisfied. The monks were very satisfied what the Buddha said. And while this discourse was being spoken, the whole world trembled. The whole world quaked. When Buddha taught these three reasons, and then that the Buddha is a Samma Sambuddha and the Dhamma is Swakat and the Sangha is Supatipanna, after preaching this Dhamma sermon, the whole world system trembled. That much this Dhamma sermon is valuable and powerful. Therefore, children, you should be happy thinking that you learn a wonderful Dhamma sermon that made this whole world trembled. So let's tremble our mind with the Buddha's teachings. Let's purify our minds with the Buddha's teachings and follow the Buddha's advice and instructions thoroughly and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Children, now we have come to the most difficult session. Why it is difficult? Meditating. Children, when they close their eyes, some they fall asleep. Some they close their eyes and slowly they open one eye. Slowly they open one eye and see what's happening. Don't do that. So now you have to close your eyes and keep your mind in one place. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Stick to the present. Think according to what I say. Follow the Buddha's great qualities. Think of the Buddha's great qualities. When your mind goes out of track, when your mind goes away from the meditation object, get back to the meditation object. Don't dream. Now sit in a comfortable posture. Keep one palm on the other palm. Cross your legs. If you are sleepy, you can do walking meditation. But listen to me. Now listen to me and think according to what I say. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, eradicated passion, hatred and delusion. Supreme Buddha, eradicated unwholesome deeds, cultivated wholesome deeds, guarded sense faculties, controlled sense faculties, even in secrecy, did not commit any misdeeds. Children, our Buddha He guarded the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. He saw things from the eyes, but never got attached, did not get angry, or did not get deluded or deceived. That's why we say that Buddha controlled the sense faculties. The sense faculties are eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Other people can't guard them. Buddha was able to control the eye. Buddha did not have the desire to see everything in this world. But normal people, ordinary people, they want to see everything as they wish. And if they can't see what they want, they feel sad. Buddha never got sad because Buddha did not have such wishes to see whatever he wanted. Even if Buddha sees unpleasant things, Buddha did not get sad. But normal people, ordinary people, when they see unpleasant things, they get panic and sad. Buddha did not get sad because Buddha had a purified mind. Buddha did not have craving. Supreme Buddha eradicated the desire for seeing forms, for hearing sounds, eradicated the desire for smelling odors, eradicated the desire for tasting flavors, eradicated the desire for touching tangibles. Tangibles are the feelings that you experience through your body. Eradicated the desire for thinking thoughts. In this way, the great Buddha is an Arahant. Arahant. Supreme Buddha realized the Four Noble Truths without anyone's help. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is Samma Sambuddho. Samma Sambuddho. Samma Sambuddho. Supreme Buddha was able to see the past lives. So the passing away and rebirths of other beings. Supreme Buddha eradicated all taints, obtained psychic powers. Supreme Buddha developed great virtue, concentration and wisdom. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is Vijacharana Sampanno. Vijacharana Sampanno. Supreme Buddha followed the path to Nibbana and achieved true happiness. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is Sugato. Sugato. Supreme Buddha understood all worlds and escaped from all worlds. And the Buddha is known as Lokavidu. Therefore, the Buddha is known as Lokavidu. The Blessed One understood that there are many worlds, that human beings are born among animals too after they die. Human beings are not always born among human beings. So by understanding that nature, by understanding and realizing many worlds, the Blessed One escaped from all the worlds forever. That's why the Buddha is known as Lokavidu. Supreme Buddha became an incomparable teacher for taming others with great compassion. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. Supreme Buddha became a great teacher for gods and humans. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is Satta Deva Manussanam. Supreme Buddha taught the excellent Dhamma without holding anything. Without holding anything. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is Buddha. 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 Supreme Buddha developed all these great qualities and was unique to have all these qualities. And the Buddha is known as Bhagava. 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 The Blessed One is an Arahant. He is free from lust, anger, and delusion. The Buddha is a Samma Sambuddha. The Blessed One realized the Four Noble Truths without a guidance of a teacher. The Blessed One is Vijjacharana Sampanno. The Blessed One developed psychic powers, attained special knowledges to see past births, future births, and purified the mind. The Blessed One was unique in wisdom, was unique in virtue, concentration, and wisdom. That's why the Blessed One is known as Vijjacharana Sampanno. The Blessed One followed the Noble Eightfold Path, and that's why the Buddha is known as Sugata. The Blessed One escaped from all the worlds. That's why the Blessed One is known as Lokavidu. The Buddha helped many beings to become good, worse to good, and develop their good qualities to a great extent. Even the people who had good qualities, they were not able to attain Nibbana. They had some qualities. Even for such people, Buddha helped them to attain Nibbana. That's why the Buddha is known as Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarathi. Even thinking of Arahant Angulimala would help you to understand the Buddha's great quality of Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarathi. The Buddha became a teacher for gods and humans. That's why the Buddha is known as Sattadeva Manusana. Buddha taught this Dhamma out of compassion, without holding anything back. The Blessed One is known as Buddha. And the Blessed One was able to develop all these qualities. And that's why the Buddha is known as Bhagava. He had all these qualities and he was unique. The Blessed One was the one and only person to have all these qualities. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Slowly open your eyes. Namo Buddhaya. Children, now today good deeds session will be done by Dinu Putta and Devanga daughter. So you can send emails to us in the future as well and ask questions as well. So even the questions, I will answer them and I will give to Devanga daughter and Dinu Putta to answer them and to read the answers. So if you all like to join this program and do many deeds like this, you can send videos to us, how to do good deeds. You can try to cook something, to make something to offer to Supreme Buddha, share with us, and then we can share in the Mirror of Dhamma program. So now I'm handing over the program to Dinu Putta and Devanga daughter, and they live in Toronto. They have sent this beautiful video for us, and they have done all the video editing, and they have helped you all a lot to develop this program. So now let's listen to Dinu Putta and Devanga daughter. Namo Buddhaya.
I have no one superior than the Supreme Buddha. I have nothing superior than the Supreme Dhamma. I have no group superior than the Supreme Sangha. I have nothing superior than the Supreme Triple Gem. When I wake up in the morning, when I go to sleep, concentrated mind, since He has wisdom which shines like the sun and moon. Our Supreme Teacher is the friend of all three worlds, recalling this again and again. I worship, bowing my head, leads me to success, protects me from doing wrong, shows the path, giving comfort, the exalted Dhamma, taught by the Supreme Buddha. Learning it diligently, I gain victory everywhere in the world. Worthy of reverence, follows the noble path. The Supreme Sangha helps all. My parents, family members, friends and I are part of that supreme group. May the Sangha brighten the world. May parents live happily. May everyone in the family be well and happy. Realize virtuous things. Identify good. To be a noble person. May I be blessed. To be a noble person. May I be blessed to be a noble person. May I be blessed. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Buddhaya.
I'm Devanga from Toronto, Canada. Today I'm here with Dinu Daham.
Namo Buddhaya. I am Dinu Daham from Toronto, Canada.
You have now come to the Good Deeds session. Today we'll be watching the good deeds done by Kenuli Upasika, Metuki Upasika, Brian Upasika, and Dimal Upasika. First of all, let's see the good deeds Kenuli Upasika has done. Here's the email she has sent. Namo Buddhaya, Pinma Swamin Vansa. This is Kenuli. Swamin Vansa, I was listening to an episode of Honalamiya and I have learned some valuable things from it. And I think that many of our Dhamma friends can learn from it too. So, I made a presentation regarding what I have learned. May everyone, especially our Pinma Loku Swamin Vansa, overcome all sufferings and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. And may everyone enjoy the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May the blessings of the supreme triple gems always be with you. Teruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya, Kenuli. Let's watch the presentation Kenuli has sent us.
Let's do merits, the shadow of merits which never leave us. Namo Buddhaya, dear Dhamma friends, do you know how to do many merits at home? Children, we should behave at home as well as in the school by doing such good deeds. We can collect many merits. We must not trouble our parents at all. Instead, we must help them by doing chores, being obedient, kind, and respectful. Starting the day meaningfully. Wake up early around 5 a.m. and tidy the beds. Have a wash and wear clean clothes. Prepare all offerings like flowers, food drinks, candles, water, and fragrance. Do Buddha Vandana, meditate, and share merits with all beings. Do little chores like sweep the floor, dust furniture, tidy the garden, and fold clothes. While eating at the table, make sure you eat and drink healthy on time. Try not to be messy. When finished, clean the cups, plates, and the table. After school merits. Keep the house tidy by placing bags and shoes, lunchbox, and bottles tidy. Put the uniforms on the hangers. Have a wash and come for a lunch or snack. Remember to finish any homework. Play nicely with your siblings. Gaining merits by respecting adults. Talk to parents with respect. Worship them before leaving to school and before going to bed. Also, we should be kind and respectful to grandparents, adults, older siblings too. We should respect and look after monks and nuns. By listening to Dhamma sermons, Pirith, and meditation, we can gain enormous amounts of merits. Give your parents, grandparents, and friends the best gift of Dhamma. Merit by caring for nature. When caring for pets, give them a bath, food, and love. Save little insects from danger. For example, find a safe place to a lost caterpillar, snail, or a baby spider. Benefits of offering dana: a long life, ayu, beauty, varna, luxury, sepa, power, bala. Let's share merits with our most venerable Lokuswamin Vahansa, all the monks and nuns all over the world, with all the heavenly beings including God Sakka, our dearest parents and friends, all the beings in the world, and all the passed away relatives. Dear Dhamma friends, I invite you to share all the good deeds you do so we can rejoice with those merits, as well as learn how you do merits. Namo Buddhaya.
Many merits to Kenuli Upasika for teaching others the qualities of a good child through this stunning presentation.
The next meritorious deed is done by Methuki Pereira. She has made a presentation about the heavenly worlds and the ghost worlds. This is the email Methuki has sent to Swamin Vahansa. Namo Buddhaya Pinvat Swamin Vahansa. My name is Methuki Pereira and I live in Melbourne. I'm in grade 6 and I'm a student of the Melbourne Mahamelnava Dhamma School. During my time at home due to the coronavirus pandemic, I have had more time to do meritorious deeds and collect merits. I observe Sil on the Poya Day of every month and participate in children online Sil programs. I have also made a presentation about the heavenly worlds and the ghost worlds. I would like to share it with all the meritorious Dhamma friends that are watching this program. Boma Ping Swamin Vahansa for conducting this valuable program for us. Theruvan Saranai Methuki. Let us see the presentation that Methuki has sent us.
Worlds Beyond the Human World. Presentation by Methuki Pereira. The different worlds. There are many worlds other than the one we are living in now. There are good worlds where you can be happy and live a comfortable life. And there are bad worlds where the only thing that you experience is pain and suffering. All these worlds were understood and explained by our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha. In this presentation, you will learn about the heavenly world and the ghost world. The Supreme Buddha is Lokavidu. Lokavidu is the Supreme Buddha's fifth main quality. Our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, freed himself from all Brahma worlds, divine worlds, human worlds, and 4 hell worlds by comprehending those worlds in their true form. Therefore, the Supreme Buddha is known as Lokavidu. The heavenly world. The heavenly world is far more powerful than the human world. There are 6 heavenly worlds. The 6 heavenly worlds: Chatu Maharajika, Tavatimsa, Yama, Tusita, Nimanarati, and Paranimita Vasavati. What good deeds can you do to be reborn in the heavenly world? Being reborn in the heavenly world is not a simple thing. It depends entirely on the karma you have accumulated throughout this life and past births. Here are some things you can do in this very life that will help you to be reborn in the heavenly world. Having unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, being virtuous and protecting precepts, listening to Supreme Buddha's teachings and applying what you learn to your life, be generous and not being greedy, give whenever you can, even if you have little, and meditation, that is keeping your mind with wholesome thoughts. A golden story. Now I'm going to tell you a story about a deity that lives in a golden mansion. I learned this from the book called Stories of Heavenly Mansions, derived from the book of Khuddaka Nikaya, written by our most venerable Pinwa Swamin Vahanse. A heavenly mansion story. Golden mansion. There was a golden mansion that is shining very brightly. It is covered in nets of gold and ringing bells. The mansion floor is made of gold and other valuable gems. There are 4 stairways facing the 4 directions, and all the rooms in this mansion shine brightly. Imagine, Arahant Moggallana visited such a mansion, and the Devata who lives in this mansion told the reason to be born in such a mansion. In her previous life, she built a monastery with her own hands to offer to the Supreme Buddha. Along with the monastery, she offered sweet fragrances, flower garlands, and ointments. Have you ever heard of ghost worlds? The ghost world is one of the bad worlds. Beings that are reborn there are inflicted with lots of pain and suffering. This is because of bad karma they have collected during their past lives. What bad deeds lead to being born in the ghost world? Breaking the 5 precepts, constantly being angry and hateful, having wrong views, wishing for harm and suffering to come to other beings, and being greedy and selfish. A ghostly story. This is a story quite opposite to the one we heard before. This time, we will learn how miserable and painful life is in the ghost world. I learned this from the book called Stories of Ghosts, derived from the book of Khuddaka Nikaya, written by our most venerable Pinwa Swamin Vahanse. A story from the ghost world. A monk sees a group of gods and a group of ghosts. The Deva leading the gods is riding a white elephant. There's a Deva in the middle, sitting on a chariot, and at the end, a female Deva travels on a golden stage. But the ghosts have sad faces and broken bodies. They drink each other's blood. The ghosts told the reasons to be born in such a bad place. Ghost. The one in the front, riding the elephant, was our oldest son. He gave alms to monks. The one sitting in the middle on a chariot is our second son. He was unselfish and very generous. The female Deva at the end was our youngest daughter. She was wise and donated half her wealth. Having done these good deeds in the human world, our children are happy and delighted, shining brightly. But we were very selfish and insulted monks. Because of our bad actions, we are now suffering in the ghost world like withered bamboo leaves. The decision is in our own hands. Any person with a small bit of sense and merit will not lead a life that will result him or her to be reborn in the ghost world or any other bad destination like hell and the animal world. The pain and suffering experienced in these worlds cannot be put into words. They are made up of utmost misery, pain, and sadness. Therefore, it should be an aim of any person to be reborn in a heavenly world when we leave this human life. As our greatest teacher, the Supreme Buddha, once preached,
Idha nandati pecha nandati kata punyo ubhayatha nandati Punyam me katanti nandati bhiyo nandati sugating gatu.
The Maker of merits is delighted in this life and in the next. He is delighted in both worlds. He is delighted in knowing I have made merit. He is delighted even more once he is reborn in heaven. The decision is in our own hands. Sharing merits. I would like to share all the merits that I have collected with our most venerable Pinwath Loku Swamin Vahanse for writing books for us and teaching us the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, all Swamin Vahanses for teaching us Dhamma and chanting Pirit, all deities and Brahmas, my parents for encouraging me to learn Dhamma, especially thanks to my dad for helping me to edit this presentation and to write the ending, all coronavirus patients, may they get well soon, and by all the merit that I have collected, may all beings be well and happy. May all beings realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Many merits for Methuki for making this fantastic presentation. Today we learned by doing good deeds we go to good destination, and doing bad deeds we go to bad destinations.
The next meritorious deed was done by Brian Upasaka from the UK. They arranged an at-home dana for the Mahasangha. Here is the presentation he sent, explaining the preparation with much respect and other meritorious deeds done.
Namo Buddhaya. Organizing a dana at home. Write a plan. Dust, tidy, and mop the house. Smoke the house with fragrance. First, we found out a temple where there's less dana reserved during this difficult time. Then asked about the preferences and needs from the venerable monks. Next, we invited friends and families. Involved friends and families, neighbors when making the menu. Prepared cutting food night before and cooked in the early morning with friends. Prepared gifts for the monks including attapirikara. Meal preparation. We offered milk rice garnished with strawberries, raisins, honey, and butter to our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, for morning Buddha Puja. Offered rice and many curries, desserts for lunch. Then we arranged beautiful flowers, offered water, sprayed jasmine fragrance and incense sticks, candles, mutukuda, and fairy lights to the Supreme Buddha and the relics. Offered decorative carpet, pavada, to welcome the Mahasangha. Offered feet washing facilities for respect. Arranged period chanting books to chant, got blessings by period chanting, and gave everyone a period peng bottle at the end. Arranged the plates, cutleries, and hand washing facilities on the table. Did welcome Mahasangha by preaching Itipiso stanza. After offering Buddha Puja, listened to a Dhamma Sermon and offered dana to the Mahasangha with respect. Chanted Pirit and shared merits to all the gods, all the beings, and passed away relatives. We escorted the Mahasangha to the temple back. We packed the rest of the food, drinks, and desserts and shared with neighbors. Finally, we shared the food with our friends and families. We offered one big cake to a care home in the community too. Namo Buddhaya.
That presentation was wonderful. Many merits to Brian and his family for offering dana to the Mahasangha.
The last meritorious deed was done by Dhamma Upasaka. He has sent us a presentation about Arahant Rahula, who was the only son of Prince Siddhartha and Princess Yashodhara. Let us watch the presentation.
Arahant Rahula. Arahant Rahula is the foremost in obedience among monks. He was very famous for his obedience and pleasing nature. Rahula was the only son of Prince Siddhartha and Princess Yashodhara. On the day he was born, Prince Siddhartha left the palace in search of a way to end suffering for human and divine beings. The name Rahula means fettered or restrained. Prince Rahula grew up in Kapilavastu with his mother and grandfather, King Suddhodana. Becoming a Samanera. When Prince Rahula was 7 years old, his grandfather, King Suddhodana, invited the Supreme Buddha to Kapilavastu city. The day the Buddha visited the palace, Prince Rahula's mother sang the stanzas of Lion of Men, describing his father to him. Afterwards, Prince Rahula's mother said that his father has great treasures. As his son, go and ask for the inheritance. When Prince Rahula asked the Supreme Buddha for his inheritance, the Supreme Buddha gave him the noble treasure by ordaining him as a Samanera. Rahula Thero's obedience. Rahula Thero is famous for his obedience. He was eager to take advice from the Supreme Buddha and his teachers. He woke up early morning every day and would take a handful of sand and throw it in the air while saying, "May I have as many words of advice from my teacher as there are grains of sand here." Attaining Arahantship. Soon the Supreme Buddha knew that Rahula Thero's mind was ready for attaining Arahantship. So the Buddha took Rahula Thero to Andavanna Grove. There he preached Rahula Thero the Chula Rahulavada Sutta. When the Supreme Buddha finished the sutta, Rahula Thero attained the fruit of enlightenment, along with 100 other devas. Let us pay homage to our great Arahant Rahula. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Teruan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Many merits to Dhimal for making this fabulous presentation about Arahant Rahula, who was very famous for his obedience and pleasing nature.
Today we watched many good deeds done by children all around the world. May you also have the opportunity to send your good deeds to our email address.
These meritorious deeds will help us to propagate the Dhamma and teach others to do meritorious deeds as well. We rejoice in your good deeds. The whole world is rejoicing in them too. May all of us have the opportunity to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Theruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. Today the program was sponsored by a family from Melbourne West Sunday School. So the donation was done by Vindya Madagama Upasika. And first of all, let's share merit with all the devas. May they rejoice in this merit. May all the devas help these devotees to get back monks to Melbourne and to learn Dhamma again. So for that we should chant Ratana Sutta and bless the whole world to abandon this coronavirus and then find medicine for this problem. So may all the devas rejoice in this merit and help us to realize the Four Noble Truths. And may all the devas realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may all the departed relatives of Upasika, Vindya Madagam Upasika, and all the departed relatives of Shanika Liyanage, Senika Liyanage, Sheila Madagama, and Tehara Samaratunga, may all the departed relatives of all of us and all the departed relatives of Dinu Dahamputa and Devanga daughter rejoice in this merit and escape from suffering as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may our teacher Lokusami Nuhas and all the monks and nuns of Mahamuna Buddhist Monastery rejoice in this merit and have long life, well-being, happiness, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may Shanika Liyanage from Melbourne West Sunday School, her father Senika Liyanage, grandmother Sheila Madagama, her friend Tehara Samaratunga, and Vindya Madagama Upasika rejoice in this merit, and who are celebrating their birthdays in September, May they rejoice in this merit. By the power of this merit, sponsoring for this Mirror of Dhamma program, by the power of this merit gained by propagating Dhamma to the whole world, by the power of that merit, may everyone have long life, well-being, happiness, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may all the people who make donations to Shraddha TV on monthly basis and all the other donations made by people to develop the Shraddha TV, Dhamma propagations, and for other charity work, rejoice in this merit, and by the power of this merit, may everyone realize the Four Noble Truths, have long life, well-being, and happiness, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.